for us is Tom O'Brien providing an unbiased source of information for us investors. You don't have an agenda. It's just to cut through everything and to give us the facts. I want to thank you.
Well, I appreciate it, man.
And now, here's Tom O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. Well, 5 days a week we go, 2 hours a day we go, 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day out there, safe day. Let's make it a great night, folks. Let's take a look at one of our 4 agreements. Release the need to be right. When you believe something, you assume you are right. You may even destroy relationships in order to defend your position. Let go of the need to defend your position. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow down 37, NASDAQ up 14, S&P's off $1.50. Gold contract down $14.90, trading out at $1,399 an ounce. Silver off $1.30 at $31.99. Platinum down $2 at $1,781 an ounce. Copper up 6 pennies at $4.33 a pound. Light sweet crude down 187, trading out at 96.23. And crude, folks, what a ride on crude out here today. Let's go take a look at it. What you had from top to bottom out here on crude goes like this. Crude had hit 103.41, gave it up at 103.41, comes all the way back to 96.22 where we're at right now. Has had a low of 95.62. Bottom line is that you'll see this back inside 94 into these lows of 87 ASAP. When you get a little nice parabolic move like that off the bottom first, and then you get a failure, you get, we're going to bust it right down the other side. Bonds out here. Bonds were up 19 ticks today, trading out at 121.13. Dollar index held its lows, down 31 ticks at 77.12. Euro 138. Yen 81.93. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world? And the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. What do you have? We get off that high of 1344. You went down as low as 1294. You closed out at 1306. This is set up for the halfway move of the first move that I expect will get us into about the 1275. We did 1.2 billion versus 1.3 of yesterday versus we were only going into 1 billion shares. So the 1275 is going to be pretty easy to hit on that S&P. We take a look at the Dow Industrials. What do you have with the Dow? Same type of setup in the Dow. Low of the Dow today was 11,983. High out there, 12,121. The composite, NASDAQ composite. What you have with the composite, she's in the green by 14 points. Composite did 2 billion shares versus 2.4 billion. Now, this is where it gets really wild, folks, because that was just a sideways move. Bottom line, you can see the 2 billion shares. NASDAQ is building strength to get down to the 2676 mark, 2646 mark. We go to the gold contract. We take a look at gold. Wild day out here. High volatility all over the place. Bottom line, gold gave it up. Gold got to a price point of $1,418 today. Did 173,000 contracts. Now, that still wasn't enough because it's going into 255,000 contracts. And you can see what we have here. First high, folks, out in gold came in November 9th, 1428. Gave it up, 1428, gets down to 1333. Comes all the way back up, goes after it again. 1434, can't handle it. Gets back down to 1364. Comes back up, 1426, can't handle it. Comes back down to 1309. So, bottom line, if we go over to the GLD, what you're going to see in the gold equities themselves, folks, have been the ones that have been talking and squawking and walking. And they're walking south, not north. The GLD, what the GLD did out here, she did 18 million shares. She was going into 39 million and couldn't handle that high side. So it's going to be how we come into the lower points in that, not only in the contract, but in the equities also. We'll take a look at the bond market out here. We have bonds out here today. Bonds moved higher once again. Bonds trying to get inside the higher range. Well, they're inside the first higher range, which is the top of that is 2213, 2205. You're at 2113. If she launches that, we did 637,000 contracts today. That's a big number, folks. So the bottom line is that how it gets up and over and into those is what it's going to be all about. It's pushing into those numbers right now, and it's pushing into those numbers with volume. Let's go take a look at some of the equities. We just had AMAT come out with numbers. Applied Material closed at $15.83. That's trading at $16 right now. Big numbers, too. The earnings estimate was 32 cents. They made 36 cents. Deckers, D-E-C-K, Deckers closed at $89.80. That is trading out at $95.60 right now. Numbers go like this on Deckers. The number was that the analysts thought they'd do is 198. They made 227. Big number. So Deckers has been on fire. Bottom line, that's going to launch that high out there of 92.67. It's doing it right now. Crocs, C-R-O-X. What we have with Crocs out here. This is a blast from the past when you look at Crocs. Crocs closed at $18.09. It's trading right there. Numbers go like this in Crocs. The revenue came in. Let's see, where is she? Okay, so first quarter, well, the consensus was 17 cents. She made 19 cents. When you do take a look at a high flyer like this, let's bring Crocs back a little. I'll bring it back to 05 and see what we have here. Pretty amazing. Okay, so Crocs in October of 07 was $75. So we go from $75 all the way down to $1. Pretty amazing. Comes back to $18. Now, what we also have, check this out, folks. This is pretty amazing. I want to thank Mark, one of our targets, for sending this over, because this came across Bloomberg about an hour ago. Check this statistic out. This is pretty intense, folks. You know, we went through the financial debacle on the way down. And whether, you know, all the way down, the destruction, of course, was pretty heavy. And what you always heard, right, that, well, listen, the leverage, we won't do the leverage again, right? How many times do we hear that, whether it's in the radio, whether it's on the TV, you won't do the leverage again? Well, listen to this, folks. This is crazy. January, the leverage in January just equaled the leverage that was out there in October of 07. So we're right back to the exact same levels. Now, that leverage that I'm talking about is in the stock market. It's certainly, you know, qualification-wise, meaning it's not in the housing business and all that. But the bottom line is it's just as leveraged right now, meaning margin accounts, meaning hedge funds, meaning all of the above of October of 07. And if in October of 07, by the way, folks, the S&P was at 1576. The time before that, to add a little into it, the two other peaks that we're at was 2000. The actual peak was February of 2000, even though the high, well, actually, the NASDAQ banged it out in January, and the Dow's banged it out in March, I believe. Anyway, the high before this was February of 2000, July 2007, October of 2007, which was the peak, which we just matched. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Let's go take a look at CRM. Did they come out with numbers too? Salesforce. Oh, that's always a big one. Salesforce closed at 134. That's trading out at 143 right now. Numbers go like this on Salesforce. They see the first quarter revenue coming in at $480 million to $482 million. Their earnings per share in the fourth quarter, in this quarter here, was with 31 cents. Their revenue is $457 million, and she is trading up $7, 134. She's going to need a little bit more than that, I guess. The high out there is 151. 134. Yeah, this has pretty wide price spread. 134 does get. 141 does get you into the highs where this gap down. This had gap down, filled the gap once. So how we get into that gap is going to be what it's all about there. We take a look at the Big Blue. Let's go over to Big Blue. Well, actually, let's go to Hewlett Packard first. Hewlett Packard, of course, had a huge day yesterday. They can't handle it, folks. Hewlett Packard's got some big problems. Okay. You gapped away, gapped down the first day, 96 million, did 56 million today. That's going to come in on a weekly basis with just a monster volume number as it's pushing into these swing points down below. Hewlett Packard right now, all it actually had done is that wants to basically get into the $40 area. And how we hit that $40 area was going to talk, walk, and squawk. Because if he hit that $40 area this week, that would be, well, actually, no, it would have to hit 37.32, so it's not going to do it this week. Well, I don't think it's going to come down $5 tomorrow. But what you have there is that could be an ABC structure on the way down. We're going to take a look at Big Blue. Big Blue out here, that up 59 cents today. She's holding consolidation up there. That's what she's doing. The dollar index, the poor old dollar. Everyone hates the dollar. Dollar today does 18,000 contracts. That's going into, I believe, 23 to 27,000 contracts. And she got into the 77.00. You know, she's right at 77.13. Bottom line, I suspect she's going to mess around here for a while, but you can see the contraction. The contraction is pretty dramatic getting into that area. You know, what was interesting here today, too, folks, is that when gold and oil got hit, they absolutely got hit simultaneously. And, you know, that was a fast and furious move. Inside the 4 Qs, now check this out. I was watching this morning, watching it all day long. There is, now the 4 Qs ended up being positive, folks. But there is one monster seller inside the 4 Qs. If you're in front of a screen today out here, what you could see is that when the NASDAQ went south, it went south so fast, it was incredible. So I brought up when this was happening. And so inside the 4 Qs, check it out. You had at 10:42 this morning, 4.2 million shares, one trade, go right through. 13.25, another million. 13.16, another million. 15.15, another million. That identification that you're looking at, if you're watching this on TV, that I suspect is almost the same trader. You know, the way these things came out, because what they did is that they basically came out of nowhere. And the thing that is amazing is in that aspect, this was pretty cool, folks. The 4 Qs does have that type of liquidity that you can get in and out without basically even calling someone. And that's a big number, folks, because if you don't have to call someone, that is where it's at, meaning that electronically, the market, you're hitting that market, and that's getting hit very quickly. We're going to take, and that's up or down, by the way. When we take a look at some of the high-volume stocks out here, we had Ford Motor Company gave up 16 cents. Bank of America was down 20 cents. We had Pfizer up 14. Walmart was down 94. Oh, Walmart must be taking it on the chin again. No one's shopping at Walmart anymore. Nope, Walmart is taking it on the chin. Walmart just went from 57 to 52 last few weeks. It's on its way down to that 50.46. This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. Coming right back, folks.